I'm Dr. Revels, and you are listening to the REVELSations podcast. Please subscribe, rate, review wherever you get your podcasts. Those things are very important. But the most important thing you can do is tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend to tell an enemy that you are listening to the REVELSations podcast. What is that? That is sharing. Sharing this to have more people listen so we can help make the world a better place bit by bit, verse by verse. So let's get into today's topic right away. I have always been a person who embarks on things never done before in my family. Never done before in my family. I'm a first in a lot of areas in my family. And it's not something I'm bragging about. It's just something that I've been programmed to do. Programmed by who? Of course, my parents, but I also think I was programmed by God just to be a little bit different and do things a little differently. And when I was thinking about this and how I wanted to bring this up, it sort of reminded me of an old video game that some of us may know if you're of my age or a little bit older. And the younger audience, you might not know, but when I tell you about this, you're going to go look it up and you might have fun playing it. And that is the game, the Oregon Trail. What do you mean? Yes, the game Oregon Trail. So first, I want to talk to you about the real Oregon Trail. Then I'm going to talk to you about the video game, and it's going to make sense about what I'm talking about today. So the Oregon Trail was a wagon road that connected Independence, Missouri to Oregon City, Oregon. Okay, it was about 2,170 miles long. It crossed terrain that was like deserts and prairies and mountains. It was really rough. The trail was made up of parallel routes, shortcuts, and side paths. No real roads. No real roads. Okay, travelers were pioneers that traveled in covered wagons pulled by oxen, horses, and mules. The time of the trip, it took them about 6 months to get from the Midwest to the West. Now we get on airplanes and we're there in 2 hours, 3 hours max. Okay, and there were challenges. Pioneers faced many challenges, including disease, accidents, and interactions with Native Americans who were not pleased with them coming through their territories. Right? That was the Action Oregon Trail. Now, the actual video game was actually made in 1975, the first version of it. But the version that I'm talking about, and we all know, came out in 1985. It was on floppy disk. It was a computer game. And the object of the game was to get you and your family from Missouri all the way to Oregon without dying. But inevitably, some people in your family were going to die. You were always going to have a broken axle. Something was going to go wrong. But the point of the game was to trailblaze and push through. Okay, trailblaze and push through. So what is a trailblazer? I've used this a couple of times, and a trailblazer is a pioneer or an innovator, someone that goes first, someone that actually makes a path for others. And that is the topic of today's verse, the plight of a trailblazer. The plight of a trailblazer. So I said earlier that I've always been the first often in my family. And I have found that being the first comes with so much frustration. We would think that it would come with praise, and there's some praise in it in some places, but there's a lot of frustration because when you are blazing a trail, when you are a pioneer, you have to navigate through terrible terrain, just like the people in Oregon Trail. You have to navigate and make a path where there is no road. The people that come after you, they have a road that you have laid for them. So it's easier to follow. Most of us in life have a roadmap to some sort of success. If we want to have success as other people define it, we can easily follow the path that they have taken, follow the instructions that they have given. But what happens when we want to blaze our own path? What happens when we have it in our heart and in our mind and in our soul to be different or to blaze a different path? That path may even be blazed by others, but it might not be blazed by anybody that is in your reach, your touch, in your circle. And I wanted to talk about the plight of the trailblazer and just encourage trailblazers, as I encourage myself, that even though the road is bumpy, even though the road is not smooth, even in reality, the road does not exist until you make it, to keep on going because it will be worth it. And even if you don't make it all the way, just like most of us didn't make it all the way in the Oregon Trail, eventually other people will make it and they will get there because of the work that you put in. So in my life, in my personal life, I have always been a trailblazer. As far as educationally, as far as financially, as far as so many things in my life. I come from a great family. I come from good stock, but my family has done the same things generation after generations, like most families do. But I always thought we could do different, we could do better. So I set out to blaze a path better. That means I had to go and connect with different people, go and put myself in different friend groups. And while they're thriving and striving, they're younger than me and they're doing better than me. They're a little bit older than me and they're doing better than me. I had to look at myself and say, well, they've had a head start because they've already had a road that has been paved for them. I am the first to pave this road. And this isn't a bragging thing. This is to say that trailblazers, we have it rough. We are walking through the forest, knocking things down, making it a path. No, it is not as smooth as it will be, but it's smoother than it once was. And that is our job, to continue to blaze the trail, to continue to be the first, to continue to not let those challenges stop us and make us turn back. Generations behind us are depending on us. People are watching us, even when we don't know it. They want to see, because if we can blaze a trail, they can either follow in our path or they will be encouraged to blaze their own trail. So continue to push. Trailblazers, continue to go. Yes, you're going to cut yourself. You're going to run into terrible terrain. It's going to rain on you. It's going to snow on you. You're going to have to climb mountains. You're going to get knocked back. You're going to encounter people that don't want you there. But keep on pushing anyway, because there's people behind you that they are coming. So imagine if the pioneers never went from the Midwest out to the West, if they never went on the Oregon Trail. Half the country that we have, the United States, would be unexplored. We wouldn't have these great things. We wouldn't be connected. Someone had to blaze that path. Someone had to be a trailblazer. I'm a trailblazer. And if you're a trailblazer, heed these words. Continue to push. Continue to blaze that trail. You will be scratched. You will be cut, but continue to do it. You will make it. You may be beat, battered, and bruised. When I say you'll make it, you'll make the path. You might not get to your dream and end it somewhere, but somebody else will come along the way and take it to the finish line for you. And for those of you who are not trailblazers, appreciate your trailblazers. Do some history on your trailblazers. Go and thank your grandmother, thank your grandfather, thank your mom, thank your dad for making the path so where you can take it to the next level. It is said that we stand on the shoulders of those who came before us. That is fantastic. But how about we be the shoulders that future generations can stand on? It is the plight of a trailblazer. Imagine someone standing on your shoulders and the burden you feel from holding them up. But also imagine the reward you get for knowing that you are a pillar, that you are a trailblazer, and because of you, they can go farther. So yes, trailblazers, we have a plight. Yes, trailblazers, we have a fight, but it will all be worth it in the end. I just want you to encourage you to continue to push, continue to be a trailblazer, continue to blaze that path. And even though you cannot see the road now, those behind you can see the path that you have paved. I'm Rev. Thank you for listening. Please subscribe, rate, and review wherever you get your podcast. Share them with somebody. Contact the show directly, REVELSations Podcast at gmail.com, The REVELSations Podcast. That's on Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok. I am because we are. Hallelujah, holla back. Peace.
Yeah, the revelations now televised. A platform for you and I, an outlook with full heart and clear eyes. Now, these are just my thoughts. Truth on how I feel on these topics I reveal. Please know my toll, I always keep it real. Can't face the word if you can't face facts. For your time, just open up your mind. That's it, just live, think big, now take that. With God in me, this here was made by design. Yeah, the revelation will be televised. REVELSations.